Today we're going to talk about the power of gleaning. But before I start talking about the power of gleaning, I want you to go down and hit the subscribe button, please. Hit the subscribe button and don't forget to select the like button when you finish watching this video. The power of gleaning. In the ancient biblical times, the practice of gleaning was very important. You see, just right after the harvest time or during the harvest time, when they're harvesting wheat or barley or anything like that, they left a portion. They let little drips of stalks fall to the ground. So they fell in the field so that the underprivileged, the poor, the widows, the orphans could come and glean. That way they could have something to eat. That way they could have something to take care of themselves, take care of their families, and take care of their livelihood. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. The power of gleaning. You have to be able to glean. You have to be able to extract things. You have to be able to set aside things and to use things. One of the greatest nature that people have is a stubborn nature. And that's when you're stubborn, you can't learn. I always tell people, I cannot teach anybody that's unteachable. I was given a great commission when I was young, is that only pour into people who honor and value me. So if you honor and you value me, I'll pour into you. If you don't, I'm not going to force it on you. I'm not going to force knowledge. I'm not going to force wisdom on you. I'm not going to do that because it won't help you. So today, as we talk about the whole power of gleaning, I'm going to use 4 main points. Point number 1, you have to learn to look for and recognize value. You have to learn to look for and recognize value. A lot of people could step into a room and you could step in with an expensive Chinese vase or a Chinese pottery or an expensive artwork or something. And a lot of people wouldn't even recognize the value of it. A lot of people cannot understand and recognize the value of wisdom around them. A lot of people cannot understand and recognize the value of an individual, the value of an idea, the value of a principle, the value of a system, the value of an organizational system, the value of a monetary system, the value of a profitability system, or the value or even running a simple thing like a linear regression analysis or something to show your profitability or to show where you're losing. People don't understand the value. They don't understand how to recognize value. And it's so important. In order to glean, you have to learn to recognize value. I always go out every day and I look for value because wisdom is everywhere. It could be in a 5-year-old child saying something profound. It could be in an older person saying something profound. It could be the homeless guy walking down the street doing something or saying something profound. You have to always learn to recognize value. You have to always learn to go out there, see value, and be able to glean that value and to be able to use that value. So the point number 1, you have to learn to recognize recognize value. Point number 2, you have to learn to acquire knowledge. You have to learn to acquire knowledge. You have to learn to be like a sponge. I always tell people, every situation I'm in, I'm learning. It doesn't matter if somebody's rude to me. It doesn't matter if somebody's not listening to me. It doesn't matter what people do. I'm learning something about their character. I'm learning something about the individual. I'm learning something about how they react with people. I'm learning something about how they deal with situations. I'm learning a lot. So you have to learn to acquire knowledge. You have to learn to be like a sponge. You have to learn to soak things up, and you have to learn to file 13 things. I always say file 13 because I can listen to someone and I can listen to what they say, but if something that they're saying doesn't resonate within my spirit or doesn't settle well with me, I just file 13 it. Put it in the trash, my mental trash, that is. So you see, you have to learn to acquire knowledge, and the acquisition of that knowledge, when I acquire knowledge, I create systems. I create systems, and that's what I'm jumping into my next point, but let's stop for a second. Point number 3 that we want to talk about is that you have to learn to put that learning into action steps. You have to learn to put that learning into action steps. Action steps are very important. I told you just now, I use systems. Everything I do, I use systems. Whether I'm grading, tutoring, talking, speaking, there's systems. I create systems to help me to be more efficient. I create systems to have checklists in place. And by having those checklists in place, I'm able to check off things and make sure that things are done with a spirit of excellence. It also helps me to save time. I don't have to go back and undo or redo something that I could have done right the first time. You see, so I create systems. Creating action steps also is that as you learn something and you want to do something, you want to create action steps. You can't go from the first floor to the second floor by just jumping up. You're not Hulk. You see, you have to be able to create steps. And by creating those action steps are things that you do every day. I know I want to be a very good life coach. I want to be an awesome motivator, awesome tutor and teacher and do the things that I do. And in order to do that, I have to develop my mind every day. And a lot of people don't realize this. I do 3 hours of personal development every day, whether I'm listening to books or Bible studies, all of those different things. I do at least 3 hours of personal development every day. And it's woven in between my day all day long. And I do that 24/7, 7 days a week, and I do that 365 days in a year. It doesn't matter. There is no holiday with my personal development because I know in order to get where I need to go, I have to develop my mind. I have to wash my mind of stinky thinking. I have to learn to believe in myself, and I have to understand people. You see, I cannot relate to others if I don't understand them. I cannot relate to others if I'm not able to peel the layers of the onion apart and be able to see down there and be able to see the wisdom, be able to see the potential that's down there and be able to fish it out and bring that potential forward. So you see, I create those action steps to help me in that development. So the key to point number 3 is that going out there and learning to create action steps, because action steps, those daily consistencies, those daily steps that you take every single day, that's what leads you to success. You always hear me use the phrase or the statement, I will do today what others will not so that I can do tomorrow what others cannot. It's not about what other people are not doing. It's what I need to do in order to get where I'm going. You hear me say always about moving forward as well. And when I talk about moving forward, I'm talking about setting. You have goals in mind and you're pursuing and you're going towards those goals. Success. I always say success is so key because in order to be successful, you have to be focused. And to be focused, you have to follow one course until successful. You see, follow one course until successful. So you have to keep that course in mind and you have to keep moving forward. No matter what, if you fall down, you get back up, dust off your knees and keep moving forward. And as you move forward and you create those action steps every single day, you will arrive. You will come from level to level. You'll get better and better and you'll grow. And as you grow, you'll learn how to glean from all of the knowledge and the understanding that's around you. Point number 4, you have to learn to honor and value your golden relationships. You have to learn to honor and value golden relationships. I spoke about at the very beginning about being stubborn. And that's one of the biggest things. People are so stubborn sometimes because you think you know it all. You think you have it all in place and you think you know it all. So therefore you don't realize the keys that are around you. The key to your success might be right next to you in the individual or the person that's right next to you. It might be one of your friends in your friend circle. It might be somebody that you need to get to mentor you, somebody you need to learn from. But you see, we're so stubborn sometimes. We don't want to humble ourselves and learn, humble ourselves and grow, humble ourselves and value those golden relationships. It's very hard to find real friends these days. It's very hard to find people who are honest, people who are loyal, people who are integral, people that will keep what you say and share with them confidential. People that who could speak life into you, people that when you're down, they're able to lift you up, people whose words are full of wisdom, people whose words are full of grace, people whose words are full of love. So when you find those relationships, you want to guard those golden relationships, people that will help you, people that will add to you. You see, a lot of time people would like to suck and take and take and take and take. They see the talents, they see the blessings, they see what God has blessed you with, and they're always takers. but it's very hard to find people who are able to contribute and pour into your life as well and help you in the growth process. You see, it's teamwork. You see, as you help the other person grow, they're helping you grow. And as you grow together, then you create a network and you create a team. You create a inner circle of trustworthy people, so that when as you go up and as you level up, you know people who you can trust, you know people who you can confide in, you know people who will be loyal, and you know people who will respect you and honor you and value you. And that's the beauty of golden relationships. So it was a tremendous pleasure in talking to you about the power of gleaning. So I want you to go out there and learn the power of gleaning. Before you go, I want you to go down and hit the subscribe button, please, and hit the subscribe button. And don't forget to select the like button when you finish watching this video, and share it with as many people as possible so that they could understand and learn the power of gleaning, so that that wisdom could pour into them and they could grow as well. Go out there and learn to grow. Look, go out there and be the best version of yourself. I know you can. I believe you can. And I know you will. God bless you.